Small is the new big. Sorry Jumbo, sorry Hulk, and Minecraft farm designs are no different. The smaller the footprint, the better and easier it sometimes is. I'm going to show you how to make 3 great Minecraft micro food farms that are no bigger than a 5x5 footprint. Some people love big farms, and I totally respect that. But if you're new to the game, or you've just started out in a new world, large farms just aren't an option. You want something much, much smaller. I've got you covered. And one of the first things you're likely to want to farm is food. So I'm going to show you how to make 5 micro food farms that have got a footprint of 5x5 or less, that don't only get you food, but all of these things. So let's get on with the first one, and it's a favourite. Cooked beef and leather. Everything you need for this farm is inside this chest. Those top 2 rows are the exact number of items you need. This mud block is just a temporary block and use whatever you want. These mud bricks can be any structural block you would like, and this week just get loads of it because you're going to need it. This farm has a tiny 4x4 footprint and doesn't use entity cramming. First thing you need to do is dig yourself a trench that is 1 wide and 3 long. Collect up that dirt, that's going to be useful for you in a moment. Put in 2 chests, so you've got a double chest there, and then stick in a hopper using shift click into the end. Then place a carpet on top of that hopper. We're then going to make a T shape out of blocks. The first one being just there, and then we're going to bring that one there, and that one there. We're then going to get a glass block right there, and then shift click a glass block on top of that first part of the chest. We're then going to come around this side, place an observer there. The redstone face is right there. We're going to place a button in front of that, and that little redstone button is going to face straight into a dispenser that goes that way over the hole. We're going to place a glass block there. We're going to place a solid block there, but we're going to leave this glass block open for a moment. We're then going to jump up on this block with a button on and jump sideways and place our dispenser facing over this block. We're going to put a temporary block on there, a glass block on there, and then we're going to get one of our structural blocks and shift click it on top of that dispenser. We're going to jump back down. We're going to place a glass block on that side and a glass block on that side of that temporary block right there. Then we're going to get some ladders. We're going to place a ladder there, shift click a ladder onto that, and another ladder right there. We can then climb back onto the top here because we need to get a little bit of access. We're going to place a standard block there, and then our final standard structural block right there. We're going to place another glass there, and another glass there, which leaves us with 3 glass blocks. We're just going to jump back down again, and we're going to grab our trap door, and we're going to place it facing upwards on this block here. So when we flap it, it flaps against that temporary block like that. Flap it straight like that. Then we're going to get our glass, and we're going to come up 1, 2, and 3, and that completes the height of our farm. We can then take out that temporary block. Now you can either leave it down there to despawn, or you can jump down, collect it up, knock out one of these blocks and then replace it like that with a shift click against there, and then you've got a hole 2 deep that you're going to put some cows in. But before we do, we just got a couple of things we want to place. We need to place a button on the block above that dispenser there, and then we also need to place a lever on top of this block that is over that trapdoor. That will allow us to flap that trapdoor accordingly. Make sure you leave it flat down like that for now. We can then jump down, place that last ladder, and we're going to go and find some cows. We just need to build a little bit of a staircase. So using the 3 bits of dirt that you dug out for your chest and your hopper right there, which is why it wasn't in the inventory right at the start, place one of them right against that dispenser. You're going to need to shift click, then one underneath it, and then one next to it. Dig out that one that's underneath it, collect that up, and then place that down right there. You've created yourself a step. Now, holding some wheat, you want to come near some cows. You want at least 2 cows, and when you hold it, they're very tempted by you. You're much their friend. Come up the steps and they will follow you. See, they're a bit daft like that, and then come around the other side, and when they're up on top, you need to get them inside this hole. This can take some maneuvering, but eventually you will get there, I promise. In it goes. You just got to get the hitbox right over the hole and it drops right in. I've now got 2 cows in that farm, and I've got a bit of a choice. If I've got loads of cows around me, I can carry on doing that, or I can spend a bit of time breeding these cows up. Remove your 3 temporary dirt blocks like that and right click on this dispenser. Place a water bucket right there, and then come up to the top all the way, and come around this side. You want to get this fence post, and you want to hold the fence post and shift click it against the side of the button. That will place it right there to stop the cows from bobbing up too much. Grab yourself your lantern and place it on top of that to stop any of this area being spawnable. The glass isn't, but this block right here between the button and that lever is spawnable. And the last thing you want to do is when you come up here is come face to face with a creeper. That'll put pay to your farm real quick. Then holding your wheat, hit that button. Your cows will start bobbing up and down, and if you breed them up like that, they're going to make a little baby cow that will sit there because you've not got this flat, and it will love you as well. That is until you stop holding the wheat, and then it couldn't care less. Keep breeding those cows up until you have got 12 cows. Now, if you're in a solo world, you can make it 16 or even 20 cows that are in there, and the farm will work faster. However, some servers have a limit to the number of entities that you can have in a farm. Once you've got the 12 or more cows inside that farm, hit the button one more time, but then flip this lever. That is going to flap up that trapdoor. Breed up the cows exactly the same way you did before. You're going to get more baby cows in there that are also going to love you. But when you flip the button again, that drops them out, and the baby cows fall into the chamber down here. Sometimes it takes a few seconds for all of the babies to drop down in there, but it doesn't matter because you've got to wait for them to grow up anyway. And while you're waiting, come into this lower dispenser and place a bucket of lava right inside it. Now that bucket of lava is what's going to kill and cook your adult cows, but your baby cows aren't affected. That's because when you press this button, the lava spits in and out again, and it's only there for about half a second. The baby cows don't get hit, but an adult cow would. Now, you could make that an automated lava dispenser, but I figured, why bother? You can't bring any more cows into the farm yet because you've got to breed them up at the top, and that can't be automated. So there's no point in using extra resources to automate that. You might as well just lob a button in front of it and that will do it just fine. So now you can go off and do whatever it is you want to do because these guys have got to grow up. Go and build something, go and dig something out. As long as this chunk is loaded, those cows are going to grow. The cows are in the bottom there, and we're ready to get ourselves a little bit of cooked beef and leather. That chest is empty. What we're going to do is we're going to press that button. That is going to pop out a little bit of lava, bring it back in again until those cows are very, very dead. Inside here we've got 4 bits of leather, 5 bits of leather and 9 steak. Because the lava is only out for about half a second, we don't burn up any of that lovely leather or the steak, but the fire is on them for long enough for them to die. Be aware that in Bedrock this farm does work, but you're probably going to have to press that button twice because some reason cows in Bedrock, they're well hard. They take 2 beatings. So let's get on to the next micro farm. Next up, we're doing a farm that people don't often consider as food. And I totally get it because it doesn't give you a lot of regeneration, but you can also use it for protection in your base from mobs. It's the Sweetberry. Everything you need for this fully automatic Sweetberry farm is inside this chest. This is everything you're going to need to be able to make this farm. Pause the video, take a screenshot, do whatever it is you got to do, off we go. Because you need foxes for this farm, it's a really good idea to build it by a tiger biome. First up, dig out a 3x3 hole of dirt, just like that, and at one side of it dig out 1 more block. And then grab all of your dirt that you've just dug out. You're going to need that in a minute. Then dig out a 1x3 trench, just like that. Then what we're going to do is we're going to place a single chest right there, and we're going to shift click a hopper into the back of that chest, and then we're going to shift click a chain of hoppers into each other, so anything that goes onto any one of these hoppers will end up in that chest like that. Then we're going to get our water, and we're going to place one there. We're going to place another one there. That will mean this middle is an infinite water source block, and we're going to fill up all 9 of our water bottles like that. We're then going to get the dirt that we just had, and we're going to place the dirt on top of these hoppers using shift click, otherwise you'll end up not putting it on top of the hopper like that. I've just missed one, so I'm just going to grab that one back from there. And I'm then going to take these water bottles, I'm going to turn these into mud. Once all 9 of those dirts have been turned into mud, put a trim around it using these steps. This is completely optional, but I quite like the cosmetic of it. I've used mud bricks because we've got mud inside it. And then grab an oak trapdoor, doesn't have to be oak, could be any trapdoor you like, and place it so it flaps up and down over that chest like that. We're then going to get our 9 sweet berries, and we're going to plant them on the mud because sweet berries love to be planted on mud. We're then going to get a trapdoor, placing it against that sweet berry against that sweetberry, against that sweetberry, and flap them up. We're going to do it on the other 3 sides as well. We're then going to take some of the dirt blocks that we've got left, and we're going to place 1 dirt block there and 1 dirt block there. We can then climb on top of it and get on top of these trapdoors. We're then going to place a trapdoor on top of all of these sweetberries, like that, finishing up a cage. And we then need to go and find some foxes. That's why it's such a good idea to do this near a tiger biome of some description. Here are 2 foxes that I prepared early. If you right click on them with a lead, you can drag them towards your farm. You can then take out these 2 dirt blocks, they don't need to be there anymore, and you've got a working farm. Now the foxes love the sweetberries and they're going to pick more than they can actually eat. They don't eat that many, to be honest. As a result, most of the sweetberries that they pull off the bushes go straight into your chest. You can see here after about 20 seconds we've got 8 sweetberries already. And that will continue to chug along really, really nicely for as long as the chunk is loaded. Be aware, I've tried this in bedrock and the foxes don't get very interested in the sweetberries. I don't know if that was just me. Maybe in the comments below, let me know whether or not this does work in bedrock, because I couldn't get it to. Now the next farm is going to get you all of these things. It's a teeny tiny AFK fish farm. And you need almost nothing for this. Take a screenshot of that, that's everything. Let's go. Now it's worth mentioning that this AFK fish farm will not bring you the treasure items because it doesn't meet the necessary requirements. There is an AFK fish farm that will do in the description below, and if I remember, up on the screen right now. But this will give you loads of fish and it will give you loads of junk items, plus it will give you quite a lot of XP. So you could argue this is an XP farm as well. And when I say junk items, I don't mean they're just stuff that you want to throw away. Oh no, these are actually quite useful junk items. I did a video on what you can do with all the junk items on an AFK fish farm. Again, the link is in the description below. Feel free to go and have a look at that. Building this one is an absolute doddle. Dig yourself a 3x1 trench and at one end stick a double chest. At the other end, shift click a hopper into it. Then come and stand on the chest, place a note block after the hopper, and then get an iron trap door and shift click onto that note block. Then grab yourself a fence post. I'm using mangrove because we're in 119, and shift click that on top of the hopper. You're then going to get a sign. You're going to place a sign on one side there, and one side there. You're then going to get yourself a water bucket, aim at the fence post and fill that up. You're then going to get a pressure plate, a wooden pressure plate, and place that on top of that fence post. This bit is optional. Place yourself an item frame on the side of your note block and then pop a fishing rod in there, so there's always one ready for you. Now I'm going to start out with a standard fishing rod, but it's a lot better this farm if you can get yourself a rod with some enchantments on it. Specifically, Luck of the 3C, Mending, Unbreaking 3 and Lure 3. That is the best possible enchantment set you can get for your fishing rod. And if you have that set up, your rod will last forever because the XP when you fish will mend it for you, so it'll just keep on going. However, I appreciate sometimes you've just got a normal rod and you have to build that up later, so let's use that. So grab your rod and then come and stand on your chest so you're facing your farm. Then what you want to do is you want to cast with a one right click onto your pressure plate like that, then move onto your note block and press down your right mouse button. You'll get this weird wavy motion and that will allow you to get a fish. That fish is going to come along and grab that bobber, and what will happen is the thing will flap down that trapdoor. It will break your line, causing you to reel it in, but it'll automatically recast it, and the stuff that you catch will go into the chest, and you can already see that I got a little bit of an XP for that. Now I have been fishing for about 12 minutes solidly. It's used up about half of my rod's durability and I've got about 7 levels of XP. Now you probably don't just want to be standing here with your finger on the button, so if you cast out your rod and then carry on doing exactly as you did before, then press F3 and T, you'll get this screen. Release your button, let go of your mouse, and your fishing rod just keeps on doing it for you until it's dead. So you can go about your business in real life whilst you're fishing. So I'm just going to look at what that 12 minutes has got us, and inside here we have got, right, 7 salmon, 15 cods, that is 22 bits of food, plus we've also got a water bottle, a puffer fish, and a lily pad. And as I said earlier, there's a video that shows you what you can do with all of those junk items that you get from an AFK fish farm. The link is in the description below and up on the screen. So there you have 3 really easy micro food farms that you can make pretty early on in the game, and it will take you almost no blocks. And I'll be doing a few more of these micro farms for other different types of blocks and useful things over the coming weeks. Maybe let me know what kind of thing you'd like to see a micro farm for in the comments down below. And in the meantime, I'll look look forward to seeing you in another video. You take it easy now. Bye.